Okay, today, ladies and gents, we're going to do part 5 of how to recreate a bitmap graphic into vector. And today's object of choice is the Adidas logo. And if you'll see right here, I've created an Adidas logo that more or less matches to the original, which I've just drawn off the web. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this. And the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to draw these kind of leaves. Okay, I'm going to zoom in using my magnifying glass tool. And I've already created one of these, and I created it as a different color. I think I chose this yellow color right here, and created it as semi-transparent, right, with 50% transparency. And that helps me to see, to line the edges up. All right, so this is more or less how I did it. I'm going to start off with a point here, a point right in the middle, and bend that curve to exactly how I want it. And another one here, bend that curve. I can go ahead and color this line something else, by the way, if I need to. Let's give it a nice green color. And I can play with these until I get them exactly perfect. And this, by the way, should be this smooth join right here. That'll help me to get things right. That's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to go over here. Oh, sorry, I need to start from here. Go to the middle again. Bend this out to match the curve. And then finish my shape off up here at the top. And as you can see, this turns it to yellow again. I need to make sure that this point right there in the middle is a smooth blend. And then I can play around and get things exactly right. And again, I'm going to do that by making this a flat transparency and making sure that I line up on all the edges. And that looks pretty good, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that as is. And because I've already done this one, which I did the exact same thing with, by the way, I'm going to Control K to clone it. And I'm going to use this button right here, which flips it horizontally. And I'm just going to move that one on over to the shape that I want it to cover. All right. Now that's not lining up 100% perfectly, but it's pretty darn close. Now, the next thing that I notice on this is that these don't line up perfectly, right? The original logo has this notch right here, which is showing up in my shapes as being filled. So we're going to cheat to fix that, just like I'm sure the person who originally did this. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in that little bit right there over the top with just another shape, and just needs to cover the notches really, and go over all three. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to select all three of my leaf shapes. I'm going to remove the transparency, no transparency, and then also select my notch shape, my notch filling shape, which is this this rectangle that's going across here. And if I zoom out to outline view, then you would see that I've got each of these shapes, including this this rectangle here, selected. Okay. Once I have that, I'm going to go to Arrange, Combine Shapes, Add Shapes. So it's all one shape now. Again, if I go down to Outline View, you'll see that this is all one shape now. Yay. Okay, going back to full view, I'm going to go back and change this to a flat transparency again so that I can see the bits that need to be subtracted. All right, these lines right here that are darker represent missing pieces from the logo, yeah? So I'm going to go ahead and line that back up again, and I'm going to take care of those by creating some shapes over the top. And I'm going to go ahead and create something, I don't know, maybe this something that stands out more, red. And give this a transparency as well, flat transparency, and make sure that that lines up. And I can zoom in to make sure that I get things exactly right. And let me get down to the middle, and maybe I'll nudge that up slightly like that. You might have to play around with it to get it to line up exactly, but doesn't look like that one pixel, that half pixel either way is going to make too much of a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out to the page. Well, maybe not back all the way out. Zoom back into my drawing a bit. And I'm going to press Control K to clone that shape and nudge it down until it covers the next bit, which is that other line there, and Control K again and nudge that down until it covers that bit. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and select all three of these cutting shapes that are going to cut out from this shape here, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the others. I'm going to arrange, combine shapes, add shapes. Okay, this becomes all one shape now. That way I don't have to do this process 3 times in a second, which I'm about to show you. So I'm going to grab, I had these selected, now I've grabbed my leaf shapes as well, so both shapes are selected, both the cutting shapes and the leaf shapes. And I'm going to go to Arrange, Combine Shapes, and Subtract Shapes. And then all of a sudden, those bits that I had selected before are gone. Yeah? And if I were to take off my transparent fill, there is my Adidas logo. Yeah? And then I can fill it in with this color using the color picker in just a minute. But the next bit I want to do is I want to do the text as well. And again, the text that I've chosen here, it doesn't line up 100% with this text. I don't know why that did that a second ago, but that's not really the point, is it? You know, we're trying to get close to it. You could go online and find the perfect font for this, but I'm just going to show you how I fudged it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this Aharoni font that Aharoni, which I have no idea where I've had before, but I have it on my computer, and it closely approximates this Adidas font. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in Adidas, Adidas, yeah. And now I'm going to stretch it up and make it a bit bigger. Now there's 2 things that don't fit on here. One is the eye. You can see here that this is a much squarer eye on the dot, and the S doesn't fit. I'm not going to worry about the S too much. I'm just going to work on fixing the eye. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to delete the eye. And next I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm going to zoom in on the eye here. And using my rectangle tool, I am going to create a rectangle here that matches the eye. And then I'm going to press Control K to clone that. I hit Control L on accident. Sorry, Control K. Right next to each other on the keyboard. And move that up until it lines up at the top, and then use my selector tool to move the length of it, or the height of it in this particular case, up until it matches the dot on the eye. I'm going to grab both of them and then do Arrange, Combine Shapes, Add Shapes. You could also just Control G to group them. That would have worked in this particular case too. You don't need to combine shapes, add shapes in this particular case, but either one works fine. And then I'm going to zoom back out. Hello. Zoom back out to about 200 to see where I was before. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and Control X to delete that. It's copied to the clipboard though. And then in my text here, I'm going to press Control V. And there is my I. That doesn't work out too well because this is too large. So I'm going to undo that. And I am going to you know what, I'll do it a different way. Control I. There we go. I've brought this back in and lined up the bottom of the I with the bottom of the text here. And I'm going to select the text and just drag it until it lines up with the top of the I. There we go. Now the text is the same shape. I'm going to delete this, Control X again. Place my cursor between the A and the D. Press Control V. And there is my Adidas. Okay, and now the last thing I need to do is, select my eye and change it to the same color as the rest. That didn't want to work. I'm going to remove it again, backing out until I get it to where I want to be. Change the color first. Press Control X, go back into my text with the cursor, press Control V, and there. Now I've got it finally. Okay, and the last thing I need to do is place it. Let me do one last little thing here too. I'm going to create the R, for the registered trademark. To do that, you can press Control Alt R, and you will get the logo. This is much too large, so I'm just going to move it down in size until I get it about the same size as this one, maybe a little bit smaller. There we go. Place it over my S. Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more like that. Grab both the R and the text and Control G to group them. Zoom back out to page. Move my text down. Move my logo down. Grab them both together and move them down a little bit further. Need to make sure that my logo is the same color as my text. Have everything selected, press Control G one more time to group them, and there you go. Now you've got your Adidas logo. Pretty simple. Hope that was interesting and helpful, and you'll come back to see us next time.